Hello, I am Chinwe. Welcome to my channel where we talk everything human resources. Today I am going to walk you through how to prepare for video interviews. But first, if you have not done so, please click on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you do not miss any of my videos. So, you have just been invited for that big job interview, and it is through video conferencing. What do you do? What should you wear, and how do you prepare? Well, before we answer these questions, it is important we know the types of video conferencing applications that are available for interviews. There's so many of them. You have Skype for Business, Slack, Big Blue Button, Blue Jeans, Whereby, GoToMeetings. You have Cisco WebEx and Zoom, which has gained some popularity over Skype. What all these applications have in common is that they let you connect remotely for video or voice calls with one or more persons. And so you can turn on or put off your video, you can mute and unmute yourself. Well, it is important to note that video conferencing applications are not exactly new. They have been here for a while, but the COVID pandemic have made them quite popular. Now you know these applications. How do you prepare for the interview so you can ace it? Well, the first thing to do is to install these applications. When you do install the application, usually the employer will tell you which application will be used. So install the application, get familiar with it, know how to navigate through the application, know how to put on your video, know how to put it off, know how to mute and unmute yourself. It is important at this point to check the network connectivity that is strong in your location. This is important because you wouldn't want a situation where at the course of the interview, the network cuts you off and you're unable to continue. It is also important that you find a quiet and noise-free location where the interview would hold. It could be at your place, it could be at a friend's place. It is important that the environment is clean and neat, so pick things from off the floor. Having a painting or a wall poster, one or two of them, is just okay. However, when you have so many posters on the wall, it could be quite distracting. And if you want to go with curtains, please stick to plain or nude colors, nothing so colorful. It is important also that you make the environment noise-free. Can you close the window or the door so that the noise of children playing at the background would not be obvious, or the noise of cars honking will not affect the interview? If you can do that, that will be fine. Otherwise, you find a location, either at a friend's place or even somebody else's office, where that interview can hold. Now it's time for you to prepare for what to wear. Well, what to wear depends on the industry that you're interviewing for. If it's an entertainment industry, for instance, well, you could make do with casual or business casual clothing. But where you're going to be working with a conservative work environment like a law firm or financial institution, it is important you stick to a professional business attire. For men, I usually recommend that you have that black suit for interviews and that white sparkling shirt you could use. For ladies too, you can never go wrong with a black dress that you can accessorize. And when accessorizing, please avoid clinging earrings or very big earrings. This could also be very distracting. Avoid accessories that are too bright. Remember that the focus should be on you and the quality of the conversation you're having with the interviewer, not on your environment, not on your person or on the things you are wearing. I also recommend that you have one or two questions written down. Prepare for common questions that will come up during the interview. They would ask you questions like, why do you want to work with us? What makes you different from the pack? Why do you think this is the right organization for you? Prepare for such interviews. This will give you an opportunity to shine because you're not the only one interviewing for that position. Employers also want candidates who have done their research about the company. So research about the company, know what they are into, look at their core values. Do any of them resonate with you? It is also important that you look at how you can impact when you are having this interview, because a lot of people will vie for the same position. Look through your CVs. Are there red flags? Have you been very, very mobile in terms of a job for the past 4 or 5 years? Could you explain it? Because your employers will want to hire someone who will not leave after 1 or 2 years. So you need to explain those gaps in your employment. It is also important that you prepare for questions. Perhaps at the end of the interview, your employer, your potential employer, would want to find out if you have questions. Don't use this time to ask about wages or perks of office, so you don't come across as someone who is just interested in the salary. Why don't you use the opportunity to ask about the organization? For the interviewers, a lot of times they are also employees of the organization. So what part have they found very, very interesting working for the organization? Why have they remained in that organization? What makes the organization tick? These are the questions that you could ask that would make you shine. And during the course of the interview, make sure that you log in on time. Don't be too early. Remember that the same ID and password could be used for different candidates. So if you go into the interview too early, you really may be interrupting another ongoing interview. And when it's time to talk, be slow, speak audibly and very, very clearly. Don't forget your body language. My past 2 videos talked about body language. They watch out for this. Make sure that your body language actually communicates what you want said. Remember also that the fact that it is a video conferencing interview does not mean that it is less important. Prepare the way you prepare for an in-person interview. So I hope these tips would help. And of course, if you've had any experience with web interviews or online interviews, please share them with me. I'm always available for your comments. So thank you very much and see you next week.